My name is Sarah. I am 32 years old. I am married to a man named David. He is 34 years old. We have been married for 4 years. David was a kind man, and I loved him very much. Every morning, David made breakfast for me. In return, I would prepare his lunch for work. Many people said that David and I were the perfect couple. I believed them. I also had a very close friend named Lisa. Lisa was a beautiful woman, and our friendship was very strong. We told each other everything. We shared many secrets, and I trusted her completely. Life felt perfect. David and I were even planning to buy a new house. My best friend Lisa helped me choose the furniture. I was happy that my husband and Lisa got along so well. However, I soon began to notice small changes. Lisa's laugh sounded different when David was near her. David sometimes looked at Lisa for too long. At first, I ignored these signs. I did not want to suspect them. One evening, we had a movie night at our house. Lisa stayed with us. We drank wine and laughed until it was very late. I felt tired, so I went to bed early, leaving David and Lisa alone in the living room. When I woke up the next morning, David had already gone to work. I found Lisa sitting in the kitchen. I did not think anything was wrong at that time. As days passed, Lisa began to visit our home more often. Sometimes she visited when I was not there. She would call and say she wanted to surprise me. Other times, she said she was helping David in the garden. She often brought food for us. I was happy that she cared, but slowly, David began to change. He became quiet and distant. He started coming home late from work, claiming he was busy at the office. When I asked him what was wrong, he said nothing. He simply said, "I'm just tired." I felt worried. One night, David left his phone on the table while he took a shower. Suddenly, a new message arrived. It read, "Can't wait to see you again." I froze. My heart began to beat fast. The sender's name was just one letter, L. L could be for Lisa. It could also be for someone else. I did not want to believe that David and Lisa were together. That weekend, I decided to find the truth. I told David I was visiting my parents for the day. I packed a small bag, but I did not go to my parents' house. Instead, I drove to a local cafe. David had told me he was meeting a client there. I parked my car and waited behind a tree. I hoped I was wrong. I hoped to see only David and a work client. But then I saw them. David walked into the cafe. Lisa was already sitting at a table. They smiled at each other and sat very close. Lisa put her hand on David's arm. David looked at her with loving eyes, the same eyes he used to have only for me. My heart broke. I could not breathe. I could not move. I just stood there, watching them. I did not want them to see me crying, so I went home. I sat on the sofa, feeling completely lost. That night, David came home late again. I heard his car and quickly went to bed, pretending to be asleep. He walked into the bedroom, thinking I was sleeping. Then I heard him whisper on the phone, "I miss you, Lisa." My eyes opened wide. I knew the truth now. The next morning, I called Lisa and invited her to the house. She arrived quickly. We sat in the living room. I looked at my best friend and asked, "Lisa, do you love David?" Her face turned pale. Lisa began to speak, but I stopped her. "Please don't lie to me, Lisa," I said firmly. "I saw you both yesterday. I saw you together yesterday at the cafe." Lisa's eyes filled with tears. She whispered, "Sarah, I am so sorry. It just happened. I didn't mean to hurt you, but I love him." My heart stopped. My best friend and my husband were both betraying me. Just then, the front door opened. David walked in. He stopped when he saw Lisa crying. He knew something was wrong.
I can explain, David said. I pointed at Lisa. She already explained everything. David looked down at the floor in shame. Lisa cried loudly. I knew my marriage was over. 1 week later, David moved out. He said he needed time. I did not fight for him. I was too sad. Lisa stopped calling me. However, I saw pictures of them together online. They looked happy, which hurt me deeply. I spent many nights crying. I could not eat or sleep. I stopped going to my job as a fashion designer. But one morning, I looked in the mirror. My eyes were red and my face was pale. I realized I could not stay sad forever. I began to design clothes again. I worked hard every day to distract myself. Months passed, and people started to notice my designs. My business grew fast. For the first time in a long time, I felt happy. One afternoon, I was at a big fashion event. Suddenly, I saw him. It was David. He looked old and tired. He walked toward me, his eyes full of sadness. "Sarah," he said softly. "Hello, David," I replied calmly. He looked down. "Lisa left me. She found someone else. I made a big mistake. I am sorry. I still love you." I listened to him. Once these words would have made me happy, but now they felt empty. I remembered the pain he caused. I said, "You broke my heart, David." But that broken heart helped me. It made me stronger than I ever was before. "You deserve better," David said. I smiled and said, "Yes, I do." I knew my value now. I was happy without him. I turned to leave. David watched me go, but I did not look back. I had moved on. After that day, I never saw David again. As for Lisa, I heard she moved to a different city. I do not feel anger toward them anymore. Anger only hurts me, not them. A relationship built on lies will never last. It might seem strong for a while, but in the end, it will always break. Their relationship was a betrayal of my trust. It was not true love. My story is not about revenge. It's about survival. It's about how a person can go through great pain and come out stronger. A true home is not just a house, it's the peace you find inside your heart.